First and foremost, we are going to talk about what SDG goals for is and what are the causes of the severe problem. Based on the article that I have read, which is the conversation, education has always been less accessible to women than men. Even today, over 130 million girls are still out of school. Although the difference between girls and boys is lessening, the disparity in disadvantaged girls persists. From a socio-economic view, in many countries, private schools continue to grow alongside compulsory state schools, offering a different style of education, sometimes at a very high price. Today, progress to attain the dream of universal access to education is low. UNESCO Education for All, the UN's Sustainable Development Goal 4, which aim to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunity for all, are still far from materializing. Roughly 260 million children are still not in the school. The COVID-19 pandemic has made the situation worse. Remote learning is inaccessible to roughly 500 million students. Estimates are that over 200 million children will still be out of school by 2030. Furthermore, this severe problem, which is inequity in education, might be caused by financial problems. The education system is under development and others. Hence, we had do a survey from 3 different countries, which are from China, Thailand, and Malaysia. Regarding the survey, we had noticed that most of the respondents are 20 years old. Besides, we also can conclude that 70% of the respondents agree there is an inequity in education in their country.
What factors cause inequality in education? Educational inequality mainly stems from changes in the socio-economic background. Therefore, only those with sufficient wealth can receive high-quality education to prepare them for success. The quality of the elementary school area is another decisive factor in classroom education. If children are born in poor areas, they are likely to have less academic achievement in the future compared with affluent communities. Usually, people born in poverty-stricken areas are trapped in poor primary schools, and even many families cannot afford tuitions and dropped out of school halfway, unable to complete their studies. The uneven distribution of academic resources lead to inequality in education. The funding system not only allocates fewer resources to impoverished urban areas than to suburban cities, but research has always shown that in these areas, schools with a concentration of lower income and minority students have fewer teaching resources than equivalent schools. Teachers' employment in rural schools has also led to lower education levels. Teachers prefer to teach in urban areas. As a result, there are many vacancies in rural schools, or it takes a long time to fill the vacancies. Rural schools often encounter a shortage of qualified or experienced teachers. Rural teachers often have fewer opportunities to receive support services and fewer opportunities to participate in on-the-job courses. The fourth factor leading to educational inequality is the underdeveloped rural education system. Children go to school in the countryside don't have enough quality of learning. They have poor basic skills in reading, digital learning, computer education, non-academic books. These resources are very few, and even several students read the same book. There are many causes of educational inequality. I hope everyone can pay attention to it.
What is the effect of inequality in education? It seems to me that there are 5 margin impacts on the world of nations, societies, and individuals. First of all, it can affect a country's international image. Even if a country makes remarkable achievements in other areas, those achievements don't last long when education falls behind, because education is the foundation of development. Its image on the international stage would also serve. Secondly, it can affect the international stress and the enthusiasm of people. It's difficult for some people to realize that they should study hard and actively explore research if the development of education is uneven. Only education inequality and stable development of the country will be more powerful size, and the technology will be more advanced, and people will be more positive contributions. Secondly, it affects the stability of the society. Social peace will be more guaranteed when education development strictly and equitable. Education is to improve the culture quality of the whole nation. When education is neglected or the development of the education is unequal, it will naturally affect the social stability. For instance, people with less education and more likely to commit crimes. Firstly, it will affect the social coordination. One of the causes of education inequality may be the uneven distribution of education resources. There are too much allocations and there are too little allocations. Consequently, it will affect the social harmony. Firstly, it will affect the students' psycho and mental health. When students encounter unfair treatment in their studies, it will affect students psychologically, such as education discrimination is a very common phenomenon in teaching. It can do serious harm to students' self-esteem. It causes obstacles to development of students' personality. That is all my points.
After taking note of the problem, cause and effect of inequality in education, we propose to build a website where everyone can share their notes and download them for free all over the world. We name it Free Study Notes for All. This website uses a crowdsourcing technique, but instead in the shape of cash and money, we provide resources in the form of study notes. There are similar websites that provide the same service for free, but at a certain amount, you must register and pay for it on a monthly basis to gain access to better notes. This Free Study Notes for All can be accessed from anywhere in the world. It is free, low usage of data plan, and accessible worldwide. Google Sites is our choice because its accessibility quota, which is unlimited. Google Sites is similar with a blog where you can access it without any limitation. And the best part about Google Sites, anyone could download any documents in the website and even view it without downloading it. Google Sites user interface design is simple and easy to understand, so this allows anyone from kids until adults to browse our websites. Furthermore, we could have total control over our content. Volunteers who wish to post their notes on Google Site must email it to us. With this, we could avoid any soft copy of any textbook, a copy of note from other websites, and a direct copy of lecture slides that did not disclose any permissions. We would like to avoid any piracy, and with it being a crowdsourcing website, accessible by all, we will openly accept any response asking any notes to be taken down due to it being an illegal copy of content. Those who bought the RM25 economic textbook could do a simplified notes derived from the textbook and share it to us. Those who couldn't afford it could get extra reference aside lecture slides. This doesn't limit to sharing notes. Students from different universities could share their example question and answer tests for the rest to learn. Though in the IIM cases where some students are taking classes at home, and some others are unable to access the overseas server, we will create a separate platform that is compatible with the main platform, which is WeChat, where it can be accessed for Chinese students without them needed to apply VPN. We promote our project and the awareness of quality education through social media. We also update anything related with our website through social media. Social media have shown great results to bring non-profit projects directly to the societies and allows us to build relationship with our audience in real time.
Education has always been said as a gateway to poverty. With the changes in the socio-economic background, uneven distribution of academic resources, less teachers implementing rural schools and underdeveloped rural education system, this has led to inequalities in education. Furthermore, business industry has taken too much advantage on education field, turning it into money making machines and all-in benefits on parties. Helping an individual to break their poverty circles helps develop the country because the number of literate and smart people increases. SDG doesn't only limit in form of money, clearing the road from songs. Born-on stores are also considered as SDG, and Abu Hurairah also reported the message of Allah. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "Whoever travels a path in search of knowledge, Allah will make easy for him a path to paradise." People don't gather in the houses of Allah, reciting the book of Allah and study it together, but that tranquility will descend upon them, mercy will cover them, angels will surround them, and Allah will mention them to those near him. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ heartily encouraged us to share knowledge. This platform doesn't need a single party to develop, but all it needs is unity, humanity, and time. By joining hands together, Free Study Notice for All website could be a platform and opportunity to close the financial gap between poor and the rich.